All I ever wanted was $100 million in a bag. He's got a good line. My boy Ricky Rose got a good line in that song. He's like, the chicks that with me don't got a degree, but they got a new dress. And I'm like, you know what? It sounds mad hot. That's just mad ignorant. So like, damn. Modern Warfare 3 right here. Switch it up a little bit, man. My boy Husani wanted to play Duty the other day. And I was like, I'm going to play Duty with you. But I only want to play Modern Warfare 3. I don't know why I had this itch to play Modern Warfare 3. And so I satisfied it. And I also got to appreciate a shout out to my boy Sonny, man. He doing it big right now in the H-Town. And I got to appreciate it because he hates Modern Warfare 3. He hates it with a passion. So the fact that he actually like accepted it, like, A, let me know he really wanted to play Duty. And B, lets me know he's a true down-to-ride friend, you know. Afterwards, I told him about this drug thing that I wanted to get into. And he was actually down with that too. So I was like, damn, like, you crazy, man. Like, you a bona fide, you know, alpha dog, true G, gangster dude who rolls with his boys. Like, I appreciate that. Like, that's good stuff. I was actually listening to, tell you guys a quick story before I hop into the topic at hand today, which is Nintendo at E3. I've been listening to this podcast, this radio show. I think it's a TV show too that I had for a while, called Love Line, where people call in and just, you know, ask outrageous, bogus questions regarding sex or whatnot. I mean, most of the questions. It's a highly entertaining show, and I'm listening to the classic Love Line podcast episodes that involve Dr. Drew and Corolla. Very good humor, very nice. They had Ice-T on in this episode. Now, all these take place in like 95, 96. So this is very good, you know, talking about this during a YouTube video, because I found this dichotomy hilarious. Because I'm like, here I am posting videos like every day about like stuff that I'm doing, you know, so people could hear like what's up with me and, you know, games and stuff, and just everything at hand. You know, this is a free form to put whatever you want. You go to YouTube, you can see anything, literally almost anything is possible to like see on YouTube. So in this episode, Ice-T was coming out with something new, something that was that had Ice-T on as a guest. And he was doing something that hadn't been done before. He had a website. He was a pioneer. He had a website, Ice-T.com, I think it was called. It's pretty basic. And when Ice-T like said the website, yeah, you can go look at it on the internets. You go and check it out. It's worldwideweb.icet.com. And I was like, man, World Wide Web. Like at first I didn't even catch it. I was like, oh, that's what the www. Yeah, that's right. That's my fault. Like good looks right there, Ice-T. I completely forgot about that. And the website was crazy. So it was about like his like a TV show he was doing, which was great. It was a pay-per-view HBO thing, which was also pioneering. I mean, you gotta respect this guy. It was like a vote show. So he said he would his concept's great. It's a wonderful show. He said he would, you know, through his endeavors and through his life, women would come, like hot women would come to him and say that they wanted to be in TV too. So he would basically, any woman that like approached him on the streets, he would tell them, why don't you join this show and take your clothes off. That was the premise of the show. She joins the show and she takes the clothes off and does crazy sexual stuff. It was pay-per-view. And that's how they got the exposure. Ice-T was praying as like, you know, I'm like a good Samaritan because he's giving these girls the exposure that they wouldn't receive any other way. Literally and figuratively. It's like I was listening to this, I just could not stop laughing at work. Everybody must have been looking at me like, what's going on? Because I was flabbergasted by this. And then people vote in. They call into this 1-800 number. And they vote what girls should stay and what girls should leave, blah, 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 like that. So, I mean, that's pretty innovative, you know, because you go look at it now, you know, The Voice and that other one, American Idol, and all this other stuff that's going on, these voting shows. It's like the trend now as to, like, what you do, get that audience involvement. So Ice-T was a pioneer in that, but he's pioneering his website, too. So his website had something to do with that as well. You know, it had stuff to do with Ice-T's, his albums and whatnot. But it also pretty much had this porn section to it with, like, live cams. So he's like, so you go into these rooms, and you know, there'll be two different girls. So like, say you want like two girls, or like one girl with big boobs. So you go in there and you tell her what to do. You type in the computer what you want her to do, and she'll do it for you. That was the website. That was the premise of the website. He like explained like 2 or 3 different rooms, and he was like, you know, sometimes some of the girls who I meet on the show, they come over here and they hang out on the website. Outrageous! I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy's a pioneer. He pioneered the whole like entertainment genre of the voting shows, and you know, the people staying, the people leaving on the shows. He pioneered porn on the internet. I mean, this guy, I had so much more respect after Ice-T after hearing all this, as a bona fide street hustler, and as a bona fide just like businessman. Like this smart stuff right here. I mean, to see, you know, now you see actors and even athletes and everybody, they do a little bit of everything. Even myself, you know, I dabble in, you know, I got 2 jobs, I do some side hustles, I do a YouTube thing. You got 4 or 5 different things. Like when someone asks me what do I do for a living, I kind of look at them and I say, man, I don't even know, dude. Like I just I just put in that work, and you define what that is exactly. So Ice-T was definitely a pioneer in that. It was very interesting to see, because Ice-T now, I kind of like Ice-T to me now. I think he's married to like some white chick. I don't really remember what she is. But like Ice-T to me now is just like this dude who's like Law and Order, who looks kind of like cool, and probably like the only reason why I ever even watch one Law and Order. And maybe he's not even in Law and Order. Maybe he's in some other show. Beats me. That's how little Ice-T I watch in my life. Let's hop on top of that ham, man. Let me shout out to Ice-T if he's watching. Let's talk on top of that ham, my dude, man. I got mad dust on this thing, man. I gotta clean this. Nintendo E3, man. I still, you know, it's been a week, and I still don't quite, not sure where I stand, like whether it was good or bad. I enjoyed the Robot Chicken type presentation. I thought that was very entertaining. I was very well done. You know, if you're not going to do a stage show that allows you to do that, that's the only reason why I can kind of accept that you're not doing the stage show, is the fact that, like, you're doing, you know, something that involves some sort of high production value, like the guys from Robot Chicken do and whatnot. I could kind of be cool with it. I thought the presentation went very well, the way it was delivered. I'm just not sure at the end of the day. I kind of sat there. When it was over, I was kind of like, dang, like, it's over? Like, what? The highlight, obviously, was the Zelda presentation. Very well done. You know, the fact that the guy's like, boom, here it is, and it shows up behind him, and you see it. Apparently, you know, I found out yesterday that that is all actually in-game footage, you know. It wasn't just like a CG trailer or anything. That's in-game. That's how it's going to look. That's pretty dope. I mean, it looked amazing. It looked great, and you know, the open world nature of it. You know, I was talking to my boy Jay at work. Check out this dude, man. I felt so bad for this guy. I didn't kill him because I wasn't even sure if he's an enemy or not. I mean, you want to talk about bad spawns? That homie just spawned like right. Like he had no chance. Like there was, I guess he walked by me. I guess he had a little chance, but there's very minimal chance that he had in life. And you know, you always want to give somebody a chance in life, man. Everybody deserves at least one chance. After one chance, then screw them. But that first chance, they at least get that. But in terms of this Nintendo presentation, like I was referring to, you know, it was good to bring it on that way. I thought there'd be a little bit, like, they'd actually show you some more gameplay about it, but I guess it's a little bit, you know, farther away. You never know with these things, you know, because my might have said he was close to showing it last year, the last E3. That could have been a rough copy that he was showing, kind of like what they did with Star Fox this year, which looked atrocious. So after the Zelda game, like, what other game really stands out to you, though? And, I mean, that's still, like, a 2015 release. If they feel like releasing it, then they might push it back. Open world nature, if I ever go, I was talking about my boy Jay that, you know, I wanted to see more of a Skyrim kind of tone to it. The realism isn't there. I don't think they're ever going to deliver this realistic Zelda. Maybe one day if they feel like it. But they clearly are more inclined to do this artistic type thing. And then you got, I had a list of it, man. Honestly, I threw it away. But you had, like, the Yoshi's, the Woolly World, which looked really good. Looked good, but we all know what that is. They've released a ton of stuff after the game. You know, like they released a very mature game, which I don't remember right now for Japanese. They didn't even announce that guy. That was like on IGN that they had the thing guy came over there showed it. They didn't want him in that press conference. They had Splatoon, which is the co-op thing, which seems very cool. But when you go and look at it and you say, you know, because they were talking about whether there's gonna be voice chat throughout the thing, and they were like, you know, you don't necessarily need to talk to somebody to know what they're gonna do, and you're like, come on, man, like just give me these basic functions that we see in every other facet of life. Like, there's just something. The internet is Smash Bros. Obviously is huge. I don't really feel even need to talk about it. It's great, but is Smash Bros. Enough to buy a system? So right now, if you buy Wii U, you buy Smash Bros. You're buying Mario Kart Wii, and you're gonna buy like Super Mario 3D World. And that's Pikmin. If you enjoy that, I'm not really dabbling in that. The Toad game that they released, I mean, that was a mini game for Christ's sakes in the 3D world that they're just going to expand to it. Mario Maker seems like a very noble concept, but am I paying $60 to make my own levels? I think if I had that as a kid, I think it'd be pretty fun. I just don't have time right now. Like, I'd prefer for you to make the levels than me make them. You know, it's the same argument I used with Little Big playing last Friday. You know, I don't want to sound hypocritical here, even though I do prefer the Mario assets over the, you know, Sackboy and whatnot. I don't have time. The same way I don't have time to make Little Big playing the levels, I don't have time to make those. Would it be cool maybe to go online and play other people's levels? Yeah, sure. It's pretty nifty, but I'm sure it'll be limited in some sort of way. They're not going to give you that full extent package. And it really announced too much DS stuff at all. Like, really at all, which is okay because the DS kind of sells itself. So, you know, there's a fair amount of games over there. So, overall, I'm satisfied, but am I going to go rush out and buy a Wii U? Nah. Not really. Smash Bros. Is always a tentative thing, you know. It could always be that way, but I'm very dubious about how the online infrastructure is going to be for that game. I'm very dubious as to, you know, am I going to be able to even like be in a lobby and play with like a friend, or are we just going to have to hook up and rent? Like, is there going to be an option for me to invite my friend to the game? Like basic generic stuff in life. Woo, I don't even know what I did in this stage, man, but I know I put in that murder game. I know I put a 60 plus, so I want to show you guys, man. So let me know what you guys thought about Nintendo E3, man. I'm very curious to hear about your opinion. You know, I love Nintendo. I think the grapple parks are great. I just don't think right now they have sufficient stuff for me to invest in that. And that's life right there. 64 and whatever. Hope you have a great Wednesday.